Hello everyone and welcome back to Maple Leaf Reviews. I'm Jeffrey.
And I'm Jacob.
And today we're doing another review. This time we're taking a look at Alchemists.
Yes.
Which is, not to spoil anything, but is in my top 10 games.
Top 10?
Woo!
Okay.
So it must be mediocre at best.
Exactly.
So let's just jump right in.
Sure.
To art and components.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I love the art. I think it's great. I've heard other reviewers kind of bash it a little bit, saying that it doesn't fit the theme of the game, and it just kind of looks meh. I completely disagree. I love it. I think it looks amazing.
Yeah, the art is top notch. It's really, really playful.
Yeah,
art for sure. Like the mandrake root is like
sure.
It's like a little root person, like oh
yeah.
So I love it. It's awesome. The components are really great. The fact that your like player board actually forms like this 3-dimensional thing that's like a cauldron.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's top notch.
Looks amazing. I can't think of anything that I would complain about with this game.
Right.
As far as art and components go. Well, let's be clear now.
That'll come later. All right. Rules and teaching. This is a heavier game.
Yeah. There are aspects that are heavy.
Right.
The proposing of theories and how you have all these different tiles with your theories, and some are bluffs and some you can hedge your bets, and I can't kind of wrap my head around that aspect of it.
I think that's a failing of you versus maybe a failing of the teacher.
No, I think it's a failing of me. Okay. Honestly.
I think it is a little bit more of a difficult game to teach. I've taught it a few times now, and because it's almost 2 games in one, you need to teach the deduction aspect of the game, and then you actually need to teach the mechanics of how the game plays. Right. So it's like teaching 2 games simultaneously, basically. Yeah. So it can be a lot for someone to take in their first time, especially the deduction. Because you can't really help them out throughout the game. You can't look at their board and say, oh yeah, you're doing it right. You kind of just have to give as many examples as you can and kind of just hope that they're doing it right behind their player screen.
Yeah, with the deduction, you almost need to do a mock round. Maybe even take an old score sheet and give an example with them and be like, okay, that would cross off this, and then that would cross off this, and because those are crossed off, you can cross off these.
Right. And kind of go through and combine a couple different ingredients and show, okay, well that made this kind of tells us this, and kind of just go through it a little bit with them, because once the game starts, they're on their own for the rest of the game. Yeah. So that's what I would say about the rules and teaching for sure. Yeah,
I would agree. From learning it, there was several different complications. I played the game numerous times now. I think 3 to 4.
Right.
Times, and I still am a little fuzzy on how it works, so take that with a grain of salt.
So next, jumping into the theme of this game.
Okay.
I feel 100% that this game has lots of theme, and lots of theme built into the mechanics.
Sure.
As well. You're testing this potion on a student, and he's very eager to test first, but once he gets a negative potion, then you need to kind of coerce him with a bit of money. Yeah. And everyone is testing on the same student, the poor kid. Yeah. So once one person makes a negative, everyone else has to pay him a gold. So that's very thematic, I find, as well as when you test on yourself. Negative potions give you different ailments. You might, be sick and had to wake up really late, or you might lose an action cube or something like that. Yeah. So I definitely feel there's theme in here.
Yeah, I mean, going out into the forest and gathering the resources,
selling to the adventurers.
Yeah, and going to the shop in town and getting different items to help you with these different other tasks. Writing proposals, because you're trying to be this well-known alchemist in this town. And so, and the fact that you can go and debunk other people's theories, I mean, when I first heard that, I was like, that is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. You're like, no, you're wrong. Yeah. All right, so shall we jump into the gameplay and mechanics?
Sure.
So I've played the game numerous times, and I've played on both the Apprentice and the Master.
Right.
There isn't a huge lot of difference between the two. Like if I were to say like you get like one less ingredient, and the amount of proposals you need to have for the conferences that occur at regular intervals are a little bit more. But those changes are actually pretty huge, and they kind of force you to make decisions before you're ready to make them. Force you to propose theories before you have all the information that you want to have.
I felt that way in the basic game.
But yeah, the game, it isn't one where you can just, la-di-da, okay, I have everything figured out, now I need to propose theories.
Mm-hmm.
I think the game does a very good job of pushing you and saying, oh, you don't have everything you need, but hey, you got to propose theories. And that's what makes debunking a possibility.
Yeah.
Because if you had all the information before you proposed your theories, well, then no one would ever debunk.
Exactly. I think that's kind of the fun in the game, is that it's pushing you to do things before you're ready. And if you were just able to just wait it out and do everything in a timely fashion, then the game would be half as fun,
right,
as it actually is.
Yeah, and it really makes you want to look for new ways to try and gain information.
Yeah.
Like you can look at other people and what they've done and try and get a little bit of information, and maybe that'll just give you a little bit of edge. Selling potions to adventurers, you could play it completely safe and get like a lot of money, or you could be like, well, maybe I want to try and learn a little bit of information. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe I'll get some money, maybe not. So you're always trying to eke out just that little bit of advantage to get the one up on the other person.
Yeah, I think that comes with multiple plays, though.
Oh, definitely.
Because I wasn't really able to do that all that much in the game. Even though I wanted to, I was like, okay, you did this, and that means nothing to me.
You don't speak the language of the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely, after you play it more and more, you don't have to think about the mechanics per se. You're just trying to take in little bits of information here and there.
Sure.
So the other thing that's a big part of this game is the app.
Right.
Yeah,
of course.
This is one of the games that came out last year. This and XCOM that prominently featured an app used in the game. I think this game does the app perfectly. Mm-hmm. It's just you're not playing the game on the app. It's just something that helps you determine what potion you make.
Right.
It doesn't come out like 90% of the game or anything like that. It's just, hey, I need to make a potion. Scan. Oh, that's what I made, and then you're done with the app.
Right. Yeah, I would agree. It was very well implemented, and they do have a version inside the box where you don't have to have the app. They have components that you can put together to do it all manually, except you have to have someone that's not playing the game do that for you. Otherwise, they would know all the information.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really work, and I almost wish that they hadn't done that to a degree, because how much was that pushing up the price point of the game?
Right.
Just to add in all that information, and how many people are actually doing that? Has one person done that?
I don't know. Like, someone who's very anti-technology may have, but yeah, I don't see the point of it.
Yeah,
honestly.
But it's there if you don't have a phone or a smartphone or iPad or whatever. There is the way to play this game without it.
Right. It also has a very interesting take on kind of worker placement. There aren't really workers, they're like action cubes. You're deciding how much time you're spending doing different actions. You could be spending this much time out in the forest, going to the shops, proposing, writing your theories and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. The interesting thing is the kind of wake up chart mechanic. You decide how early you're going to wake up versus how late. And then the person who places out their action cubes first is going to be taking them off last. So if you're the first player, you get to see where everyone else is going, so you have a lot of information.
Right.
And then you can decide, and then you get to take those actions first. So it's a real benefit to getting to go first in this game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and you get some bonuses as well on the wake-up chart as far as resources and different things like that.
Yeah, and to clarify, where I think it's different from other worker placements is that in a worker placement, if you get to go first, well, your benefit is just getting to go first.
Right.
You get first crack at the actions.
Yep.
Well, in this, not only do you get first crack at the action spaces, but you also see where everyone else is going.
Yeah. So you can beat them to it.
Yeah. Or
to
you
a
can
degree.
say, oh, he's going to be selling to the guys this time, or he's going to be going to buy an artifact. I might be able to beat him there, or maybe I want to take a different strategy.
Right. But there's also the fact that there's limited space at each of these actions too. So the first person putting them out could eventually, or putting out their action cubes could eventually block or potentially, I should say, block the first person from even being able to get there.
No, it's there's lines. So
Right.
you can always take the action. You can't actually block anyone else from taking the action.
I thought there was one for items where you could block them up.
No, it's just if you get to buy it first, then you can buy the item that the other person wanted. But everyone can go to every action space.
Okay.
So yeah, that's Alchemist. That's all I had to say about the gameplay.
Yeah.
So on to the final rating.
Okay.
I said it's in my top 10 games of all time.
So it's like a 6.
It's like maybe in your top 10. But for me, it's a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's brain burny. It's I don't have many deduction games in my collection.
Right.
Plus, like bringing out the art, the using the app. I mean, it's just cool. It's like a spectacle when it comes out with everything set up and your cauldron and everything like that. I really enjoy it. I'm looking forward to. There's an expansion coming out this year, so I'm really looking forward to that. I want more, and I want it to be even harder.
Right.
Of a game. So, yeah, 9 out of 10 for me.
Okay. This one's tough for me. I think I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
And it's not that it's a bad game. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of aspects of this game that I really enjoy, but I have I don't want to play it.
Right.
It hurts my brain. I
Too
can't
much.
grasp. It's not even that it hurts my brain. I can't grasp how certain aspects of the game work. It doesn't click for me, and because of that, I can't get full enjoyment out of it. It's like playing some other game that someone's really good at, and you just don't understand the mechanics at all. You're not going to have a great time playing that game. That's kind of what this is for me. So because of that, it's a 6, but what I see there looks really cool.
Okay, well, that's Alchemist. If it sounded interesting to you, definitely check it out. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It definitely helps us out a lot.
Yep, and follow us on Twitter at MeepleLeaf. Also go down to the description down below where I will have a link to board game links where you can give us some hearts. People will find us. People will love us.
We hope
and
so.
we're just going to continue being awesome.
All right, well, see you guys next time.
All right, take care.